Let me paint you a picture. It's 11 p.m. Sarah, a 24-year-old in Ohio, is scrolling on her phone. She sees a dress for $8, free shipping. She taps buy. The dress ships from a factory in Guangzhou, China. It'll arrive in 7 days. Now here's what Sarah doesn't know. That $8 purchase, it's part of a war. A war between two Chinese companies that's reshaping global retail in real time. A war most Americans don't even know exists. In 2024, Temu became the most downloaded shopping app in the United States. Not Amazon, not Walmart. Temu, a company most Americans couldn't pronounce a year ago. But here's the twist. By 2025, everything changed. Tariffs hit, rules changed, and the entire business model that made those $8 dresses possible, it's under siege. But here's what nobody saw coming. The real winner of this war, it's not Shein, it's not Temu, it's Amazon. Welcome to the real-time e-commerce war. And it's happening one $8 package at a time. Let's meet the fighters, because to understand this war, you need to know who these companies really are. Shein, founded 2008 by Chris Xu, not a fashion guy, an SEO specialist, a search engine optimization expert from China's tech scene. He started by selling wedding dresses online. Boring, right? But Chris Xu didn't care about fashion. He cared about data. He cared about what people were searching for, and he built a system to give them exactly that. Today, Shein operates in 150 countries, but here's what's shocking. In 2025, Shein's valuation collapsed. From a peak of $100 billion in 2022 to $66 billion in 2023 to just $10 billion by August 2025. A 90% wipeout, and we'll explain why in a minute. Temu, launched September 2022 by PDD Holdings. That's the same company behind Pinduoduo, China's second-largest e-commerce platform with 800 million users, and they know how to scale. Temu spent $3 billion on marketing in 2023 alone. They bought Super Bowl ads, they bought every ad slot on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. In just 2 years, Temu reached 1 billion cumulative downloads. That's faster than TikTok, faster than Instagram, faster than almost any app in history. But here's the thing, in 2025, Temu's US monthly active users dropped 28% year over year. The party, it seems, is ending. Two Chinese companies, both selling ultra-cheap products to Americans, both growing at impossible speeds. But 2025 changed everything. Let's start with Shein, because Shein invented this playbook. Shein's secret weapon is something they call small batch, fast turnaround. And to understand why this matters, you need to understand how traditional fashion retail works. Traditional retailers, think Zara, H&M, Forever 21, they work on seasons. They guess what will be popular 6 months in advance. They design collections. They order 10,000 units of each item from factories. They ship them to warehouses. They put them in stores. And if they're wrong, if consumers don't want that neon green top they predicted, discount pile, clearance rack, lost money. Shein said, what if we didn't guess? Here's how Shein's model works. They produce just 100 to 200 units of a new design, not 10,000. 100, they list it on the app, they watch. If it sells in the first hour, they make 500 more. If it keeps selling, they scale up. If it doesn't sell, they kill it immediately. No discount rack, no clearance, just data-driven decisions in real time. This requires a supply chain that Western retailers simply cannot match. Shein works with over 5,000 suppliers in Guangzhou, China's manufacturing capital. These aren't just any factories. These are small, flexible workshops that can switch production in hours, not weeks. From design to production to listing on the app, 10 days. 10 days. Let me say that again, 10 days. Zara, the previous speed king of fashion, takes 3 weeks. Traditional retailers take 6 months. Shein takes 10 days. The result? Shein adds 2,000 to 10,000 new items to its platform every single day. Every single day. Forever 21 adds maybe 1,000 new items per month. Shein adds thousands per day. But here's the catch. Shein focuses on fashion, apparel, accessories, beauty, home decor. It's a specific playbook, and it works brilliantly for fashion. But what if you want to sell everything? Temu looked at Shein and said, cute, but we can go lower, much lower. Temu's model is called full-service platform, and this is where things get really interesting. Traditional marketplaces, think Amazon or eBay, they connect buyers and sellers. The seller lists the product. The seller sets the price. The seller handles shipping. The seller deals with returns. Amazon just takes a commission and provides the traffic. Temu said, "What if we controlled everything?" Here's how Temu works. A Chinese manufacturer makes a product. Let's say wireless earbuds. They cost $2 to make. The manufacturer ships them to Temu's warehouse in China. That's it. Their job is done. From there, Temu takes over completely. Temu decides the price. Temu decides the marketing. Temu handles the shipping. Temu deals with customer service. Temu handles returns. The manufacturer just gets paid a fixed amount per unit. They don't even know what the selling price is. This lets Temu offer prices that seem impossible. $3 wireless earbuds, $5 kitchen gadgets, $10 running shoes, $2 phone cases, free shipping on everything. How is this possible? First, China's manufacturing overcapacity. After decades of overbuilding, Chinese factories have way more capacity than demand. They will take any order at any margin just to keep the machines running. A factory making 50 cents per unit is better than a factory sitting idle. Second, and this was crucial, the de minimis loophole. Under U.S. trade law, shipments valued under $800 entered the United States duty-free. No customs inspection, no import taxes. Temu shipped direct from China to your doorstep, one package at a time, perfectly exploiting this rule. The result? Temu lost money on every single order. Industry estimates suggest Temu lost $30 per customer in year one. They burned billions in cash, but they were buying market share. They were training Americans to expect these prices. And it worked. Temu reached 1 billion cumulative downloads by mid-2025. But here's the problem. That de minimis loophole, it's gone. Here's where it gets really interesting. This war isn't just happening in the market, it's happening in courtrooms, in Congress. And in 2025, the rules of the game completely changed. Let's start with the lawsuits. December 2023. Shein sues Temu for copyright infringement. The lawsuit claims Temu encourages sellers to copy Shein's designs, to steal their product photos. Shein alleges Temu employees impersonate Shein merchants to steal supplier information. February 2024. Temu countersues. They accuse Shein of illegal monopoly practices, of intimidating suppliers, of forcing manufacturers to sign exclusive deals. The lawsuits are ongoing. Both sides are spending millions on legal fees, but the legal battles are just the beginning. In 2025, the US government dropped a bombshell. The de minimis loophole, that $800 duty-free threshold that made Temu and Shein's business model possible, it's being terminated. May 2nd, 2025, de minimis exemption eliminated for shipments from China and Hong Kong. August 29th, 2025. The $800 exemption ends for all countries globally. This is existential. Without de minimis, that $8 dress now has import duties. That $3 phone case now costs $6. The entire competitive advantage disappears. The impact was immediate. By April 2025, Temu halted Google Shopping ads entirely. Its Meta ad spend dropped 10% year over year. US monthly active users fell from 82 million to 40 million, a 51% decrease. Shein wasn't spared either. Despite a Q1 2025 revenue surge to nearly $10 billion, driven by consumers stockpiling before tariffs, the future is uncertain. Shein's valuation collapsed to $10 billion. Its IPO plans, once targeting New York then London, are now stuck in regulatory limbo. And then there's Amazon. In November 2024, Amazon launched Amazon Haul. Products under $20, shipped from China, 1 to 2 week delivery. Amazon is using the exact same playbook, but with one massive advantage. Amazon doesn't need to make money on Haul. Not yet. They have $700 billion in annual revenue to subsidize it. They have 200 million Prime members to cross-sell to. They have the infrastructure, the trust, the brand recognition. While Shein and Temu burned cash fighting each other, Amazon watched, learned, waited, and then launched their own version with better logistics, faster shipping, and the trust that American consumers already have. The giant didn't just wake up. It let the newcomers fight each other to exhaustion. Then it walked in and took the prize. That's not competition, that's strategy. So who's winning this war? Let's look at the scoreboard in 2025. By cumulative downloads, Temu. 1 billion versus Shein's roughly 200 million annual downloads. By revenue, Shein. $38 billion in 2024 versus Temu's estimated similar range. But Shein is actually profitable. Temu is burning cash. By profitability, Shein made over $400 million net income in Q1 2025 alone. Temu is still losing money on many orders. By US market position, Amazon. While Shein and Temu fight over shrinking territory, Amazon haul is growing. Amazon has the trust, the logistics, the prime ecosystem. By profitability, Amazon. Shein and Temu burned billions to acquire customers. Amazon just added a new tab to their app. By long-term sustainability, Amazon. Shein and Temu built on regulatory loopholes that closed in 2025. Amazon built on infrastructure that gets stronger every year. The real answer? Amazon won by not playing the game. They let Shein and Temu spend billions educating the market, proving that Americans would buy cheap Chinese goods with long shipping times. Then Amazon stepped in and said, "Thanks for the research. We'll take it from here." The $8 dress era isn't ending. It's just changing owners. So what can Western founders learn from this war? First lesson, speed beats planning. Shein's real-time supply chain beats 6-month forecasting every single time. The companies that can react fastest to consumer demand will win. Second lesson, regulatory arbitrage is temporary. Build your business on loopholes and you'll fall when they close. Both Shein and Temu built empires on the de minimis exemption. In 2025, it ended, and their valuations collapsed. Third lesson, the incumbent always wins. Shein and Temu proved the market existed. They spent billions proving it. Then Amazon took it. This is the pattern. Innovators take the risk, incumbents watch. When the model is proven, they move in with scale, trust, and infrastructure, and they win. Shein and Temu aren't just losing to tariffs, they're losing to Amazon's patience. Amazon didn't need to be first, they needed to be last. The Shein versus Temu war? It's already over, and the winner was never in the ring. The invasion started, but in 2025, Amazon said, "Welcome to my territory." I'm your host. This is China Business Insider. If this war interests you, subscribe. We've got front row seats to the biggest business stories coming out of China, new episodes weekly. Subscribe and stay sharp.